the golden eye. Oh, good, James Bond. A solitary house lies draped in its fading warmth, nestled in the land like an egg, waiting to hatch. This is very weighty dialogue here, or text. As it stands, a weathered old tree, which I assume is this. The swing that hangs from it rests in utter stillness, lacking any wind to stir it. Okay. Oh boy. I hope it doesn't get violent and gory to her. Okay. Within the house, silence settles softly around the figure of a sleeping young girl, like the downy feathers of a newborn chick. Oh boy. This dialogue. Her eyes flicker and shift as she begins to awaken. Okay. I'm so ready for this to turn. The first breath of awakening escapes my lips as the world fades into view like... So am I her? Am I the little girl? A ceiling different from the one that belonged to my bedroom could be seen, dappled in golden light. I see. Upon falling asleep, I had returned to this place. Oh, yes. So I looked up in the description. It also said this is, like, all about, like, the mind and stuff. So I think we're in somebody's mind. I don't know if it's the little girl's mind. I hope it's the little girl's mind, because if somebody else's mind is dreaming up sleeping little girls, that's a different problem. Timeless realm existed somewhere between the waking world and the world of dreams. A place where one never went hungry, and the sun never moved from its spot in the sky. Moving my microphone, sorry. Once again, I was back at that place. What is it? Adelise? Adelise? It's totally a visual novel character name. Though time wasn't an issue in the golden dream, sitting around became unbearable. Let's go outside. Alright, yeah, let's go outside. Sweet. The vivid golden light of an eternal sunset fills my vision. Is that what that is? That's eternal? That's eternal sunset. Cool. Eternal sunset of the spotless mind. With no particular destination in mind, I start moving my legs towards the horizon. Eventually the house behind me shrinks to but a tiny dot in the distance. Now I'm a writer myself, so I can appreciate goofy-sounding narration or explanation of what characters are doing to increase word counts. I respect that. Green grass is the only thing that stretches out before me. Oh my god, I shouldn't have downed that coffee. I'm burping all over the place. I've done this so many times. Okay. The Golden Dream was a rapping world. Rapping world? Okay. A rapping world. That's what he called Kendrick Lamar. No matter what direction you went, if you can... I know rapping is spelled the other way. If you continued in a straight line, you always ended up back at the house. Okay? Isolated and closed off, it wasn't wrong to think of the Golden Dream as a prison. But if so, the waking world of Socotrine? Socotrine? Okay. Was just as much of a prison. Fucking Socotrine, that rhymes with latrine. Used to be shithouse. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a hassle to walk a full loop back around to the house. Ah, you're here. I'm here. A presence had appeared at my side during my aimless wandering. Though calling it a presence was a bit of a stretch, seeing as how I couldn't see, hear, or touch it. How then did I know it was there? Cue the X-Files theme. Well, let's just say there's a lot of things that don't make sense in this place. Good evening, Tubby? Tubby, a childish name I had given the immaterial being a long time ago upon noticing it for the first time. Well, you are a child, so I guess it's okay that you gave it a childish name. Since Tubby didn't exactly have much to work with in terms of characteristics, I had never been able to come up with a better name. Oh well, you like the name Tubby, don't you? Though Tubby appeared at my side during my stays in the Golden Dream Now, isn't, like, the Golden Dream the name of, like, a wrestling tag team? Rosen, if you're still here and listening on the stream, what is the name of Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega? What is their tag team name? Isn't it like the Golden Dream or something like that? Or was that when Cody Rhodes and Goldust were tag teaming? Weren't they called the Golden Dream? It must have been made by, like, a wrestling fan or something. So Tubby's here, cool. Though there are things I can only do when you are around. Lowering myself to the grass, I start to visualize a bicycle in my head. I try conceptualizing every aspect of the bike that I can, from its metal frame to its air-filled tires. I even go the extra mile and imagine a cute little bell perched on the handlebars. Aw, that is cute. Concentrating deeply, I shut my eyes. With a slow inhale, I bring my contemplation on the image to a peak. Yeah, so I take it I am supposed to be Annalise here, who looks like an 8-year-old girl. This is not the narration of an 8-year-old. This is the narration of, like, a 25-year-old. Exhale. Very good. Upon opening my eyes, I find the very bicycle I envisioned standing before me as if it had been there all along. Wow, it came out pretty nice. Okay, so you can summon things with your mind. I try mounting the bike, and then the screen shakes. But the poor contraption immediately falls apart under my weight, sending me plummeting to the ground with a heroic faceplant. It's like a greatest American hero. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Ooh, ooh. No, it's just you. That should be UWU. Or as they say in anime, I don't know why, but whenever Tubby is with me, tinkering around with the fabric of this world... Oh, there should be a comma. Is with me, comma, tinkering around. I'm not going to do that. I'm the last person who should be talking about mechanical errors. You should have seen the editing notes I got back on my book. So, I did. That's a joke. There are limits to what I can do, though. Anything I try to instantiate possesses complete fidelity to my vision. So complications arise if I don't truly understand. Now, I'm willing to, I can admit, I don't know every word in the dictionary, but instantiate? Possesses complete? Okay. Though I understood, so this Let's Play is gonna make me look like a big idiot, again, because I don't know words. Though I understand the general theory behind how a bike worked, when you get down to the nitty-gritties, it's a complex machine that requires many parts to work together in harmony. So, okay, so in this world, you can visualize, if you can visualize an item in your brain, you can make it real, but you have to visualize all of the mechanical, and you have to imagine all of the parts of it working properly? Okay. Oh well, not planning on being a bicycle mechanic when I grow up anyways. Oh, that's a profession right there. Disheartened, I detach the bell from the broken down bike and give it a ring as I resume my journey on foot. But it only creates a dull and pitiful sound like clapping wood before crumbling to dust in my hand. The bell doesn't feel so good. Welp, looks like we can cross building bells off of our list of ambitious dreams as well. Oh my god. This is hysterical. Upon returning to the house, I stop and ponder the motionless swing under the tree. Did somebody visualize the swing but not know how a swing works? And so it doesn't swing, it's just stationary? Several hours had probably passed, not that it really mattered. Before I knew it, the tree was creaking and groaning overhead like a grandpa cajoled into giving a kid a piggyback. What is that? What is that? What is that simile? Like a grandpa cajoled... It creaked like a grandpa. As I sway through the air, my thoughts stray onto a peculiar avenue. I wonder if God has woes. I worry that all the time. The nature and veracity of such an existence aside, it was the implication of being all-knowing that interested me. Omniscience, in a way, it could be said I possessed a certain degree of it when it came to the golden dream. There's nothing that ever happens here without my knowledge, after all, because nothing changes in this place unless I dictate or define so. I wonder if it's the same. I wonder if, from God's perspective, the universe doesn't change unless they dictate or define so. If so, I can't think of omniscience as anything more than a curse. Oh my god. If my time in the golden dream has taught me anything, it's that experiencing new events beyond your control is an irreplaceable treasure. Yeah, I love being able to create things that turn to dust. What a treasure. There is beauty in having things happen, even when you do not will them to. Okay? But looking forward to a hopeful tomorrow full of seemingly endless possibilities is a privilege of the transient and unknowing. My God. For an omniscient being, nothing is random, nothing is unexpected, and nothing is unknown. This is amazing. What is the point of this story? Tomorrow would only hold the promise of predetermined eternally. It would be like being trapped in the golden dream forever. Just imagining it feels suffocating. Ha! Anyways, your turn, Tubby. It's like an insult. It's rude. Bringing the swing to a halt, I take a seat on the grass and cover my ears. Darkness fills my vision as I shut the everlasting sunset from my eyes. If there was one thing that kept my mind from breaking in this golden purgatory, it was that I had Tubby by my side. Even though Tubby never acts on its own without my input or prompting, the fact that its presence allows me to believe in a will other than my own is my lifeline. Yeah, oh, back to this again. When I let go of my ears and open my eyes, I briefly hear the sound of creaking, like a grandpa being cajoled into giving a piggyback ride. Looking back, I catch sight of the swing gliding through the air. Okay, so the swing does move. Oh, thonk. Somebody got thonked. She got thonked. I flop gracelessly onto my back as the swing... It took you off your feet? Oh, it hit you in the forehead. Oh, Tubby did it. I feel like they wanted to call it Toby, but then they're like, that's Paranormal Activities thing. We can't do that. Though everything had transpired according to my design, putting the blame on Tubby instilled much needed color to the bleak reality. It'd be nice if we could play together. Playing on the swing wasn't as fun when there was no one to push you. Well, push the swing into your forehead. Ooh, oh my God, like a scene. This looks like stuff. This is different from a house and a tree. I always end up finding myself here. Dang, Beauty and the Beast ain't got shit on this library. My cradle and my cage. Is that a sequel to Cradle to the Grave? The Celestial Library. That was the name I had given the sprawling room painted over with stars. Yeah, that sounds like something like a 9-year-old would come up with. Space was distorted in several rooms in the Golden Dream, but it was only here that it felt like the heavens itself were spreading out before you. What should I read today? Books that couldn't be found in the waking world, and books that spoke of the universe beyond Sockatrine's closed realm. There was nothing in this garden of knowledge that I had left unread. So you've been here for an eternity, because that's a lot of freaking books, man. But it wasn't like I had anything else to do. You know how it takes... Like, even if you speed read, it takes a while to read a book. Picking out a book at random, I settled down on a comfy alcove on the second floor. Go ahead and read too, Tubby. I shut my eyes for a bit as I addressed Tubby. When I reopened them, an open book can be seen lying on the floor by my side. Oh, what do we have here? None of the books in the Celestial Library had an author or title, but all it took was a quick glance at the first sentence for me to discern the book's contents. It's been a long time since I've read this one, or perhaps it hasn't been long at all. What does that mean, dude? A world of only one. It was a story about such a world. As if reflecting the heart of their sole reader, it was a theme that many of the books in this library shared. Okay, so if every single book is about being in a world by yourself, why are you reading them all? They're all the same. Now then, take me away once more. Let me slip and fall between the pages, the lines. If only for a moment, I shall dream.